Hey there, fellow vampires, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to V Rising. Episode 19, heading into Southern Gloomrot. One of the first things I want to do at the start of the stream is to deploy my servants out so that they can continue collecting material. So Fangface went fishing, and I'm just going to summon all of them so that I can grab their loot, use it, or put it away. So Nimiat, Ewan, wait, where'd Glitch go? Glitch, get back here. You weren't dismissed. Okay, there we go. And we've got, yeah, is this the whole cast? I feel like we had a brute. All right. Am I missing something? Give me one moment. No, I think this is where we left off without the brute. I don't know where the brute went, which is strange. But I'm going to shrug it off. It is what it is. So let's get these guys deployed before we do anything else. Yes, I had 4. Okay, cool. Check the prison cells. Maybe that's it. The problem is I've been like playing ahead, not on this save. So I can get confused between, this is exactly who I thought I'd have in here. I'm getting confused between like me playing ahead and where I left off in game. I also wanted to mention that so right after I deploy these guys, I'm going to talk about my plans going forwards. But here we go. Aguven, you are going to be sent out to the iron mines again. And then let's go and get some graveyard stuff. That's not really high success chance. I'll send Glitch. 90%, I'll take that risk. And then the last one will go fishing so that I can feed the prisoners easily. Alright, so all the hunts have been started. And then I just want to put my stuff away and talk about my plans for Oakvale. So Oakvale is a major update coming at the end of this month. And my plans for V Rising are... So more than likely, what's going to happen is Oakvale is going to require a wipe. Basically, forced to start a new game. And what I intend to do instead is try to play V Rising up until its, like, conclusion, more or less. All the content that exists pre-Oakvale. And then once Oakvale comes out, I will play off-screen to catch up to roughly where I left off for this series. And then hit all the Oakvale content as if it was a continuation. If that makes sense. So that way you don't have to watch me fight bosses, 1 through 20 all over again, etc., etc. So that's what I intend to do for Oakvale. And just wanted to make that known because I was getting asked about that a whole bunch. Alright, now that I have most of everything put away, I'll need to tap some more blood, because I'm just about out. But my plan is to start farming a new V-Blood immediately. So we have 0 misery, 0 misery, 0 misery. Okay, cool. All 0 misery, I like it. So I think what I'm going to do is, and I'll explain. The next tier of loot that we have, like the next tier of gear or whatever, if you will. So currently I'm in Dark Magus except for Hollowfang gloves. I don't have Hollowfang gloves just yet. Or Dark Magus gloves, rather. But Octavian here gave us the Ancestral Forge. And the Ancestral Forge allows you to fix shattered weapons, which are very powerful weapons. But it requires radium alloy. And radium alloy is a resource that you learn to make with Ziva the Engineer. So in order to make use of the Ancestral Forge, I need to kill Ziva. So that is my current priority. Kill the Engineer. And that way I get to unlock some of the Ancestral weapons and make use of them. So I think that's probably the best use of my time at the moment. I have a 18 minutes left on my potions, and that may be enough time to enact my plan. But before I head out, I ought to do as much farming as possible. So one of the reasons why, I would say almost one of the two reasons why to keep plants is, one, obviously alchemy is a major boon. You know, being able to make potions and get stronger or whatever. But another reason for it is so that you can grind these down into pollen and then combine it with fibers to make threads, which allows you to upgrade paper to scrolls. Because a lot of the game requires a lot of blueprints to be unlocked, and it's quite the grind to unlock all the requisite blueprints. So making sure that you're trying to unlock blueprints as efficiently as possible is, like, kind of pretty important. Because there's a lot more blueprints than you're reasonably going to find books for. Alright, let's tap some blood, and then head on out to Ziva. I didn't mean to bring garlic resistance potion. I meant to bring, rats. And I didn't. Alright, let's see. 17, feed you a trout. 18, feed you sagefish. 18, feed you twilight snapper. And then I'll go grab the rats that I intended to. And let's put away these two bloods, because I'm not going to need them. We'll just use the 100% warrior blood, so that Ziva's fight can be as easy as one could assume it will be. Okay, putting the rest of the rats away here, and we're all set to go. Did I leave one converting? No, I don't believe I did. But, again, not going to really worry about that. So we're killing the engineer so we can build a forge. I'm about to have frailed blood. But what I think I'll probably end up doing... Oh, here's an 83 warrior. Ouch, wow. They, like, pre-attacked me. Oh, because there's an iron golem here. Alright, there goes that warrior. RIP. I was wondering about that. I was like, how did they know I was about to drop down? No, I was just wrong place, wrong time. And oh, I already have frail blood. Yeah, that shield is not going to work here. Can the patrol, like, intervene here, please? Yeah, there we go. Not on me. Go away. I'll just take your blood. I don't want to drink the 100% blood until I get closer to Ziva, just to save on, like, blood amount that I use. So... low tier blood for now is fine. Oh, look at all that iron ore. Love it. Alright, horsey. You ready to go? I know, we were attacked. It wasn't fair. I dropped down and we just immediately got ganked. So we'll try to follow the blood path towards Ziva.
Whispers of blood.
Come on, blood. It's somewhere to the northeast. So, creating a path that way, and out we go. Back Roadrunner, thank you for the resub. Serpentine! Oh god. You know what? All y'all can learn some lessons here. Attacking my horse like that. Rude. Alright, here we are in a new biome. And there are new resources for us to farm here. Mutant grease, probably chief amongst them. And everyone's going to be a little bit tougher now that we're in a new zone. So they're not all going to be pushovers like they were in the last zone. And then tech scrap, which I just picked up some, is one of the other big ingredients to be picking up as well. So that's what we're going to need the most. Alright, so let's forget the pinned zone. Oops. And follow the blood. Maybe I'll pin a little bit of a path. Make it a little easier. So there are some, 83%. You know, I don't mind if I do. If they survive. Nope, he died from NPCs, not my fault. This is also a new blood type, mutant blood. Come on, rat horror, where are you going? Alright, I guess in we go. And we are on the lookout for Ziva, or where we think Ziva might be. Of course, you know, without spoilers. So I'm just going to follow the blood. But we should definitely be on the lookout for new resources unique to this zone. As is, when you enter any new biome, you're going to end up finding resources unique to that specific biome, and farming those resources allows you to progress through the like progression tree. So unique here so far has been tech scrap and mutant grease and plague briar. Alright, blood path. We are headed somewhere up this way. Now I have 8 minutes left on my potions. Let's hope that's enough time. And then of course pyros are pretty dangerous, because they just keep flaming on. And he's a grapple hooker. Ow. There we go. We got some blueprints over there, possibly. Wrathful Skystone. For Lightning Curtain, which I do not have. So, blood is leading me into this facility. Seems reasonable that the guy we're after is in the machine factory. Given his name is the Engineer, I don't think that's a unsafe assumption. Ow, stop zapping. Okay. It's about to be daytime, so I'm not going to want to be out in the open for very long while I'm here. But I do think, given the fight that I have ahead, it might be wise to take the blood potion, the warrior blood potion. Just to make clearing this area a little bit easier with pure blood. And I just picked up some radium alloy that I found on the ground, which is honestly the reason we're killing Ziva. So looting any radium from the zone is exactly what I'm after. So far we only have one radium, and if I'm not mistaken, the, oh boy, oh, that's just a driller. Here comes the sun. Now, for these large drilling machines, when you kill them, worker pops out. So they're, you know, you can think of them as having like 2 hitboxes. Alright, stuff I probably don't need. Wood, fibers. Anytime you enter a new zone, you'll often find yourself full up on whatever new resources you have available. So, like, I'll probably end up fill up my inventory, meaning I don't want to be carrying things that are easy to farm. Now, there are some buildings here. We can see on the minimap. These are, like, building structures. Some of them are. So, given the sunlight, it might be wise to try to take shelter into them. Oh, they dropped a weapon on the ground. Yep, come on. Funnel on in. Ooh. So, another ancestral weapon. A great sword. Unholy cleaver. Not bad at all. Now, I had mentioned one. Oh, and here is one of these hold-on lock boxes, which, right now, with the current sun, probably don't want to stand out there and try to unlock it, but once the horrible sun goes away, we can pop that open. Where it's lovely loot. The regular boxes that pop open instantly, like I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way for, because they usually just have some average stuff. But the locked ones will often have like jewels and gems and books and things. Alright, how's my inventory? Getting kind of full, but we still got a little bit of space for stuff. Now the 2-minute cooldown left on my buffs, almost certainly going to go bye-bye by the time I get to the boss, because I haven't really been rushing my way there. I've been sort of clearing everything as I go. But not a big deal. Don't hurt me! No! Whoa! Alright, we got a Void Gem, Dustwatcher leggings, 4 more Radium Alloy, that's always nice to have. Okay, Ziva is right up there, so we know exactly where Ziva is. Now, one thing we have not found... Oh, actually, that vampire gate's not too far away. It's always nice to have a vampire gate somewhat close to where you, like if you ended up dying. So I've got 74 seconds on my Crimson Beam, or generally speaking, on my ultimate cooldown. I'm gonna want to wait a minute so that we can enter the fight with maybe a little bit more DPS up front. So after the Ziva fight, I'm gonna have you guys polled on what I do afterwards. So I can focus on the main quest, which would be to try to get the Castle Heart up to level 4. I could do some base building. One of the things that Ziva's going to do is he is going to unlock a fabricator, which is a forge building, which means my forge is going to have to be bigger. So I might actually have to do some base building regardless to be able to get a forge in there anyway, or a fabricator rather, in there anyway. I could also improve my gear for sell for servants, hunt new V-Bloods, etc., etc. The choice is yours. So I'll give you 2.5 minutes to vote on that while I take on Mr. Engineer.
Don't go down too fast on me! Yeah. Let's try this one out. Yeah. Scramble! Yeah. Yeah. Let's try this one out.
So Ziva has a bunch of different weapons that she will employ against you. And she's very dangerous if she lands hits, so... Much like a lot of the other, like, caster fights. Oh god, that's gonna hurt. Yep. Oh god. It's very much... Name of the game is avoid the hell out of her, because otherwise, she will trash you badly.
Let's try this one out.
And you're big, bad... Oh, there we
I
go.
call this the Iron Dragon.
Yay, she's carpet bombing me.
Come on, gang, jump in. Pull up! Pull up!
Crash, you idiot.
Outrun
There you go. Have a bunch of skeletons.
This time. Let's try this one out. Now this is fun.
No more flamethrower. Those are scary. No, get away from me. Oh, God! My teleport was on too long of a cooldown. No!
Now, come on, you stupid hunk of metal.
You're a stupid hunk of metal.
Blow up again.
Ah! Ouch. There goes like half my health in one spell. Oh, what, the blood orb despawned? Well, damn it. And she's what? This is machine gun formed? Oh no, she's carpet bombing me.
Come on, gang, jump in.
How about no? Yeah, she's almost dead as soon as she lands.
Oh no, not now. No.
And down she goes.
Test results inconclusive.
So you can see, if you end up getting hit by those abilities, oh my god. Like half my entire health pool went poof after one hit. One hit wonder monster right there. Or two hit wonder in this case. Alright, we got her. We got the ability to make radium alloy, the ability to get sludge-filled canisters, the ability to get a fabricator, and a storm spell point. So, speaking of the storm spell point, the only choice I have is discharge, so I'm going to unlock discharge. Now, I could spend a lot more time, like, looting the hell out of this area, because there's a lot of stuff to break and knock over. So I'll get a little bit of it on my way out of this area, but I'm not going to go out of my way to really farm right now. I'm just going to get home. And you guys voted for me to improve the base. Wow, if I could type, it's going to be one of those days, huh? So once we figure out what the recipe for radium is, I'll make a bit of an effort to farm the necessary requirements for the next tier gear, the sort of ancestral forge stuff. I love how they were keeping my horse company. So kind of them. Alright, Max, let's get out of here.
In my abyssal sight, every heartbeat echoes.
And we'll say, like, if I... Oh, there's a 70 mutant. If I find any, anyone in the zone with, like, let's say 85% or higher, I'll, make an effort to try to send them back to my prison and then decide whether they become a servant or a blood donor. That would be my, like, well, I could even pull for that, of, like, what the blood percent or blood quantum level should be in order to dominate them. What ability is it that shows the blood quality? It's something you get after you kill Tristan, I believe, which we did a while back. I can double check on that. Mr. Tristan is... He was what, 40 here? Yes, Tristan, Blood Hunger. So, radium alloys cost tech scrap, sulfur, and sludge-filled canisters. Got it. We have 224 tech scrap. And the plan is to try to get an Ancestral Forge up so that I can start to repair these shattered weapons. Not only will it benefit me, but shattered weapons I reforge and don't necessarily use myself, I could always give away to my followers as well. So they can be useful even if I don't intend to use them myself. But before I do that, let's put everything away. So the mutant grease I'm going to hold on to for now, rather than putting it away, because it's a new resource and I want to see what is going on with it before I dump it. Merciless Iron Sword, I don't believe I have, so that wouldn't be a bad one to get either. I think if I recall correctly, I have a shattered ancestral weapon that is, that I would benefit getting that sword. Let's double check. Merciless Iron Sword. Yeah, so I have two of them. 1, 2. So I'm not going to do it right now, but getting a Merciless Iron Sword might be wise as well, so that I don't just have one merciless weapon, I'll have two. Almost done tidying up. So as far as the research desk goes, I already have all the blueprints, so everything left at this point can become scrolls with coarse thread. So that is what I intend to do. So I'm putting all of my paper into my paper press, readying it for coarse thread production. Which means grinding up excess flowers that I'm not using for alchemy, turning into pollen, and then combining the pollen and fibers into coarse thread. And then the coarse thread and paper into scrolls, and then scrolls can become blueprints for tech I do not have. All right. So, we are... What I'm planning on doing is moving the workshop that we've got going on. So I'm going to build new workshop flooring, which means I need planks, and then with the planks I'm going to want stone. The library is not a room because I don't have the library flooring. Also, backseating is off for this stream. But pointing out something that, like... Just assume I know everything about this game until I ask a question. Because otherwise, we're going to get a lot of spoilers and backseating for things that aren't relevant to what I'm doing. Like, I can't put in library flooring if I don't have it. So not to specifically call you out, but just in general, backseating's off for here, as are spoilers. So I was looking at this, and I was thinking of maybe putting the workshop here, but the problem is that's a pretty small footprint. So maybe there's a better spot for it. Because I have my forge here, and then it's a mountain around here. I'm going to want to move this entire setup elsewhere, because the forge is going to have to become a lot larger. So I don't love the idea of having to put the workshop on the other side of the base here, because I like to keep the workshop close to my forge, but I think I'm going to do that anyway. Is nest the workshop into this little zone. Come on, trees. There we go. 4 may not be enough, but if it needs to be larger, I can always make it larger. And then, it's kind of awkward with the room it shares with the tailor, but I guess that's fine. Can you build higher than 2 stories? So that is determined by your server settings. So in my server, I can go up to 3 stories. Well, I don't intend to, though. I'm not going to run out of room otherwise, so I don't need to go up for any reason. So what I'm doing here is I'm just emptying out the resource processors to make room. We'll instead put them over here. So that was 2 sawmills. And it's also worth mentioning, you don't even necessarily need to have like 1 room of each, right? So if it doesn't necessarily fit in here, it might make sense in my case to have, so the workshop itself doesn't actually have a lot of crafting involved, right? There's like the woodworking bench and that's about it. Simple workbench, like that's kind of the limit. I could have a very small workbench here or something, you know, that is a shrunken version of workshop and then a secondary workshop elsewhere. But I think I'm gonna keep it simple or have like 1 of each, rather than more than 1 workshop. So let's go ahead and clear out slightly more room. And this should house everything that we needed to house. I think I use the sawmill a lot, so I'm going to put it closer to the entryway. And then the grinders. Oh, come on. The thing with the, about this, well, I guess it's fine, is like I almost never use the woodworking bench because like I don't make picture frames. I don't bother. Okay. Put these stone bodies in the processed. And we are good to go. Mostly cleaned up. Alright, at this point, we now need to convert these over to the forge flooring. So let's do that. And for reference, I have prison, jeweler, tailor, alchemy, forge, and workshop. Those are the only ones I currently own. Before people are wondering why I don't have X, Y, or Z, it's a matter of an unlock. Alright, what I was thinking of doing here is having like a balcony. Maybe I'll do a 2-wide. The new 2-wide doors. Because I don't think the forge needs to be... Oops. Blocked by castle pillar. Foundation. Grass. I'll work. And now there doesn't need to be a physical barrier between these 2 rooms because it's all one big forge. So the reason for this, if you're wondering, the Ancestral Forge is not large, but it's going to take up some space. But what is large is right after you get Ancestral Flooring, you are going to unlock, or not right after, but soon thereafter, you're going to unlock Anvil? Oh no, Anvil's a bit higher up. But that is a rather large crafting area, meaning that you're going to need to make space for it. But also, we have the need of the fabricator as well. So the fabrication costs 200 tech scrap and 18 iron. So let's grab that. And we're also getting to a point where I don't have room for everything that I need. Ooh, actually, well, we are smelting, so that might be okay. So I might want a second material box. One specifically for grinders and sawmill, and then one for, like, smelting. So storage, material storage. Over here, I will have the stuff that comes off a sawmill. And keep those two separate. Eventually you do unlock larger boxes, but until then, I'll just have them separated like this. There. So now we don't have an overflow problem. Could I do fences? Yeah, I could do fences, but that's not what I'm working on right now. There's lots of, like, garden fences that you can make in the game. Okay, so I have the iron. I have, like, 100 of it. It's just about all the tech scrap I currently own, which is a bit of a problem, because I'm going to be running out of it. That's fine. So here's the fabricator. So the fabricator, in order to make sludge-fill canisters, we can combine glass, mutant grease, and iron. And the reason for this is, in order to make the radium ingots, we need sludge-filled canisters. But I am almost certainly going to be out of tech scrap before I have the radium required for the Ancestral Forge. Because after building the fabricator, I have 24 tech scrap, and I need at least, what, twice that? Thank you for tuning in to V Rising, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below, but please keep in mind I'm trying to avoid backseating and spoilers. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow vampires.